I always thought my family was ordinary. We weren't rich, but we weren't struggling either. My parents ran a small import-export business, or at least that's what they told me. The office was modest, the cars were simple, and our house was comfortable but nothing extravagant. Growing up, I never questioned where our money came from. Why would I? They always said hard work kept us afloat, and I believed them. But deep down, little things never added up. Like how my father always carried stacks of cash, even though he insisted we were on a tight budget. Or how my mother would lock herself in her study for hours, scribbling in notebooks, then shred the pages before anyone could see them. My older brother never held a steady job, yet somehow always had the newest gadgets and clothes. Whenever I asked questions, they brushed me off with the same phrase, "Don't worry, everything is taken care of." And for years, I didn't worry. Until one night, I was in the study, looking for an old book I had left there, when I noticed a key taped underneath my mother's desk drawer. Something about it felt wrong. I pulled it off and tested it on the bottom cabinet, the one I had never seen her open. The lock clicked. My hands trembled as I pulled the drawer open. Inside were stacks of documents. Not just receipts or invoices, but bank statements, offshore accounts in countries I'd barely heard of. Cayman Islands, Belize, Panama. There were wires showing transfers worth millions of dollars, all under different names. At first, I thought it had to be some mistake. Maybe they were holding money for a client. Maybe it was all legal. But then I saw it, one line on a statement. $10 million transferred under alias, Crown Imports Holdings. And right there, I realized, my family was hiding something massive. I sat frozen, my mind spinning. Where did the money come from? Why wasn't it in our names? Why were they hiding it from me? I wanted to confront them right then, but something inside me whispered, wait. If they had kept this secret for years, they weren't just going to admit the truth. I needed proof. So, I started digging. Quietly. During the day, I played the part of the obedient daughter. At night, I searched through files, emails, and hidden drawers. The deeper I went, the darker it got. There were coded emails between my father and his so-called partners, discussing cleaning shipments. Ledger books with vague entries like washed, 2.5M or cycle complete. Hidden USB drives filled with encrypted spreadsheets. And then it hit me. This wasn't just secret savings. This was laundering. My family, my own blood, was cleaning dirty money. I remember staring at the documents with my heart pounding in my ears. The air felt heavy, suffocating. Every childhood memory of family dinners, birthdays, laughter, it all felt fake now. How long had they been doing this? Were they criminals this whole time, and I had been too blind to see it? Worse, where did the money come from originally? Drugs? Fraud? Bribes? The idea made me sick. But part of me knew, if I wanted the truth, I had to keep going. The hardest part was pretending nothing was wrong. Sitting across from them at dinner, watching my father casually pour himself a drink, knowing he had millions hidden overseas. Listening to my mother remind me to be honest in life, while she shredded her own evidence behind closed doors. Watching my brother laugh and scroll on his phone, likely spending money he didn't earn. It was a performance, every single day. And I was dying inside. Then one night, something unexpected happened. My brother stumbled in drunk, and as he tossed his jacket onto the couch, a folded envelope slipped out. I picked it up while he was too out of it to notice. Inside were receipts, luxury watches, cash deposits, travel expenses, all linked to accounts under names I didn't recognize. And scribbled at the bottom of one receipt were 3 chilling words. All washed clean. That was the moment I knew. This wasn't just hidden wealth. This was systematic. Organized. They had built an entire life on lies. And they expected me to keep living in the dark. But I couldn't. Not anymore. I looked at my sleeping brother, his head slumped on the armrest, and something hardened inside me. I didn't know what I was going to do yet, but I knew one thing for sure. I couldn't stay silent. Not after this. Because silence would make me an accomplice. And I refused to be part of their scheme. As I stood there in the dim light, holding the proof in my hands, one question echoed louder than all the rest. How far would my own family go to protect their secret fortune? And even scarier, what would they do if they found out I knew the truth? After that night, I couldn't look at my family the same way. Every smile, every casual conversation, every "we're proud of you" felt like a lie wrapped in sugar. Behind their ordinary faces, I saw the weight of $10 million hidden in shadows. I started noticing things I had ignored before. My father's phone calls, always short, always cautious. He never said names, just phrases like "the cycle's done" or "keep it off the books." My mother's obsession with shredding papers wasn't just a habit, it was a ritual. And my brother, carefree and spoiled, acted like money flowed from a magic well. But the more I watched them, the more they seemed to sense something was different in me too. My father started asking if I was doing okay, his eyes sharper than usual. My mother began hovering around me when I was near her study. My brother even joked one night, "Don't go snooping around the house, sis." He laughed, but his eyes, they weren't joking. It was like a silent war had started between us. And I was the only one who couldn't show her weapons. I knew I needed more than scraps of paper and gut feelings. If I was going to confront them, or worse, expose them, I had to be smart. So, I started keeping my own hidden journal. Every suspicious phone call I overheard, every strange document I found, every unexplained expense, I wrote it all down. Dates, times, details. A secret record of a family I was no longer sure I belonged to. But keeping secrets in a house full of liars is like walking barefoot on glass. One wrong step, and everything shatters. One evening, my father called for a family dinner. He rarely did that. Normally, meals were casual, scattered. But this time he insisted we all sit together. As soon as we sat down, I felt it, the tension. My father's eyes scanned us like a general surveying soldiers. My mother's hands fidgeted with her napkin. My brother avoided my gaze completely. Finally, my father cleared his throat. "We need to talk about loyalty." The word hit me like a blade. Loyalty. He went on, his tone calm but heavy. "In this family, we trust each other. We protect each other. No matter what outsiders say, no matter what pressures come from outside, we keep things within these walls. Because the moment someone breaks that trust..." He paused, staring straight at me. "Everything falls apart." My hands went cold. Did he know? Had he already discovered my late-night searches, my stolen documents, my hidden journal? I forced a smile and nodded, but inside, my heart was pounding like a drum. My brother smirked, swirling his wine glass, as if he already knew the lines of this little performance. My mother's eyes darted nervously between us, as though she feared what might be revealed. That dinner wasn't about loyalty. It was a warning. And I had just been marked. The days that followed felt like living under a microscope. My father started asking me to help in the office, something he had never done before. He wanted me close, watching, testing. My mother would drop casual comments like, "You know curiosity can be dangerous, right?" And my brother, he became strangely protective of his room, locking doors, snapping at me if I even glanced his way. It was suffocating. But it also confirmed one thing. They were hiding even more than I had already found. Then came the night that changed everything. I was in the office, pretending to sort files, when my father's phone buzzed on the desk. He had stepped out for a smoke. I glanced at the screen. A message flashed. Funds moved. 3M cleared. Cycle complete. My throat tightened. 3 million, cleaned like laundry. And the proof was right there in his phone. My hand shook as I reached for it, snapping quick photos of the screen before he returned. When he walked back in, I smiled, pretending to be bored with paperwork, but inside I felt like my chest was on fire. Later that night, I sat in my room staring at those photos, my heart racing. It wasn't just hidden accounts anymore. This was active, ongoing. They weren't just criminals from the past, they were still in it, knee-deep. And I realized something terrifying. If I had this proof, and if they suspected me already, how long before they saw me as a threat? The thought kept me awake for nights. One afternoon, the confrontation finally came. I was in the kitchen when my mother walked in quietly. She set a cup of tea in front of me and said, almost too gently, "Why are you digging into things that aren't yours?" The world stopped. My hands froze. My eyes darted to hers, searching for a hint of softness, of misunderstanding. But there was none. Her face was calm, almost blank, but her eyes told me she knew. I swallowed hard, forcing my voice to stay even. "What do you mean?" Her lips curled into a faint, sad smile. "You think we don't notice when drawers are opened, when papers are moved, when phones are touched? We notice everything. You're not as invisible as you think." The room felt suddenly colder. I wanted to deny it, to laugh it off, but my body betrayed me. My hands trembled, my chest tightened, and she saw it. She saw the fear. Her voice softened, almost like she was begging me. "This family, everything we do to survive. To protect ourselves. To protect you. Sometimes you have to play the game, even if you don't like the rules." I stared at her, stunned. Protect me? From what? From poverty? From the truth? Or from the people they were laundering money for? I wanted to scream, to ask 1,000 questions, but my voice cracked with only one word: "Why?" She didn't answer. She just reached out, touched my hand gently, and whispered, "Loyalty, darling. Loyalty keeps us alive." And with that, she stood up and walked away, leaving me trembling, my tea untouched, my mind spinning. That night, I knew there was no turning back. They knew I was onto them. They weren't going to let me keep snooping. The walls of lies were closing in, and I had a choice to make. Stay silent, keep pretending, and become part of their scheme. Or, risk everything and bring the truth to light. The weight of that choice pressed on me with every heartbeat. Because this wasn't just about money anymore. It was about survival. Theirs, and mine. And I had to decide, before it was too late. I couldn't sleep after that conversation with my mother. Her words, her calm warning about loyalty, echoed in my head like a curse. For days, I moved through the house like a ghost, pretending everything was fine, but inside I was unraveling. The evidence I had collected, photos, documents, my secret journal, it wasn't just secrets anymore. It was ammunition. But using it meant destroying everything I had ever known. Still, deep down, I knew there was no other way. My family had already chosen their side. Now, it was time for me to choose mine. The breaking point came faster than I expected. One evening, I overheard my father on the phone. His voice was sharper than usual, urgent. "Too much heat," he hissed. "We can't keep running it through the same accounts. We'll move the 10 million to Europe. If anyone asks, deny everything." 10 million. Moved. Overnight. I knew then, if I didn't act, the truth would disappear into offshore accounts forever. And with it, any chance of justice. That night, my hands shook as I packed my bag. The files, the USB drives, the photos of his phone messages, my journal, I gathered it all. For hours, I sat at my desk, staring at the evidence, fighting the war inside me. One voice said, "They're your family. Protect them." Another voice whispered louder, "They betrayed you. Betrayed your trust, your life, your future. Expose them." And in the end, betrayal won. I wasn't going to let them bury the truth. The next morning, I walked into their office with my bag pressed tight against me. My father was there, my mother by his side, my brother lounging with his usual smug grin. The room was thick with tension before I even spoke. "I know everything." My voice came out steadier than I felt. They froze. My father's pen clattered against his desk. My brother's grin vanished. My mother's face went pale. "You've been laundering money," I continued. $10 million hidden in accounts all over the world. I've seen the statements. The messages. I know what you're doing. For a long moment, silence filled the room. Then my father stood, slowly, like a predator rising to its full height. "You don't know what you're talking about," he said, his voice low, dangerous. "Yes, I do." I pulled out the folder from my bag and dropped it on his desk. Papers spilled out, bank statements, receipts, screenshots. "I've got proof." Enough to bury all of you." My brother swore under his breath. My mother gasped. My father's jaw tightened, his fists clenching. "You stupid, ungrateful child," he spat. "Do you have any idea what you've done? This family has given you everything. A roof, food, protection. And this is how you repay us? By trying to destroy us." "Destroy us?" I shot back, my voice shaking but fierce. "You destroyed us the moment you decided to build our lives on lies. You talk about loyalty, but you've been lying to me my whole life. You betrayed me first." My words cut through the air like a blade. For the first time, I saw fear in my father's eyes. The argument exploded from there. My brother accused me of being jealous, weak, naive. My mother begged me to stop, her voice trembling with desperation. My father threatened me, swore I'd regret it. But I didn't back down. Because I wasn't just their daughter anymore. I was their reckoning. When I finally walked out of that office, my bag was lighter. Because I had already sent copies of the evidence to someone else. Someone who would make sure the truth couldn't be buried. The fallout was faster than I expected. Within weeks, investigations began. Banks froze accounts. Reporters started calling. Whispers of money laundering, fraud, hidden millions spread like wildfire. My father's business partners vanished. My brother's expensive toys were seized. My mother's quiet composure shattered under the weight of endless questions. And me. I watched it all unfold from the outside, my heart torn between relief and grief. Relief that the truth was finally out. Grief that the people I once loved most had built their lives on lies. The family dinners stopped. The laughter, the warmth, the comfort of belonging, they all dissolved like smoke. My father was dragged into hearings, his face plastered on news screens. My brother fled the city, hiding from the storm. My mother barely looked at me anymore. We weren't a family. We were a broken empire, collapsing under the weight of its own greed. But here's the part one didn't expect. Even as everything crumbled, even as the truth destroyed the people who raised me, I didn't feel victorious. There was no celebration, no joy in watching them fall. Only silence. Because exposing them had cost me everything too. I lost my home. I lost the illusion of family. I lost the belief that love and loyalty were unshakable. But maybe that was the price I had to pay for freedom. For honesty. For peace. Sometimes late at night, I sit by the window and wonder what would have happened if I had stayed silent. If I had let them keep their secret. Let the millions keep moving through invisible hands. Maybe we'd still be together, pretending to be normal. Maybe I'd still have a family, at least the version of them I thought I knew. But then I remember the look in my father's eyes when he realized I had beaten him at his own game. The way his power slipped the moment I spoke the truth. And I know, I made the right choice. Because betrayal cuts deep. But sometimes, betrayal is the only path to justice. And as painful as it is, I'd rather stand alone in truth than live surrounded by lies. Epilogue, the lesson. If you're listening to my story, remember this. Sometimes the people closest to you hold the darkest secrets. Sometimes loyalty is just another chain, designed to keep you silent. But truth has power. And even when it costs you everything, it's the only thing that sets you free.